Middlesex's recent run of good form in this summer's Friends Provident T20 competition came to an end when they were beaten by London rival Surrey by 9 wickets with 3 overs to spare. On what appeared to be a belting Lord's wicket used for the big scoring match against Essex last Sunday, Middlesex batted first and David Warner wasted no time in tucking into the Surrey attack. But in the second over, Warner spooned a drive to fellow Aussie Andrew Symonds and was out for 15. Neil Dexter again looked in good touch as he dominated the strike and the scoring, as Adam Gilchrist was unable to get off the mark in the opening 5 overs. It was left to the future Middlesex captain to make hay in the power play. He'd made 14 of 13 deliveries when he skied a ball from Chris Tremlett to leave Middlesex 2 down for 33. Gilchrist must have been frustrated not to see much of the ball, but he made the most of the time he had by getting off the mark with a pulled 6. Having done that, he tried to keep up the momentum, but was unfortunate to find Chris Schofield right on the longest boundary in front of the Warner stand, and he was out for 12, but 48 for 3 at the end of over number 7. The wickets kept on falling as David Milan scooped a return catch to Symonds and was out for 2. And Scott Newman went next ball as he cut Symonds to Eunice Khan at backward point to leave Middlesex in real trouble on 58 for 5 after 9 overs. Still, the new batsmen kept on playing their shots on a wicket which now looked as if it lacked a bit of pace. Gareth Berg struck 1-4 off Schofield, and he followed that up with a big 6 in the same over into the grandstand. It might have been a short boundary, but this hit would have cleared much bigger ones. Middlesex desperately needed a partnership, but Berg was then run out by Schofield in what was a very close call. He went for 15 from 9 balls at 76 for 6. Middlesex now relied on Owe Shah to keep the innings together with the tail, and he batted sensibly. But Tom Smith perhaps chose the wrong shot and was caught on the square leg boundary for 2. Middlesex just couldn't get into second gear, and Sean Udall was caught behind off the very impressive Gareth Batty 2 balls later for a duck, as the home side looked as if they might struggle to even get to 3 figures. Shah and Murtagh did guide their side past 100, Murtagh scoring an imperious drive, almost emphasising that this was a good batting surface. But with the score at 103 in the 15th over, he was legged before to Batty, who finished with fantastic figures of 4 for 23. It was left to Shah to ensure that Middlesex saw out their 20 overs. He did his best to farm the strike, turning down many scoring opportunities, but also finding the boundary when he could, as he took his side to 128 for 9 at the end of their 20 overs. Middlesex now needed to take wickets early to give themselves a chance, but the Surrey openers, Rory Hamilton-Brown and Steve Davis, ensured that that didn't happen as they put on 34 runs in 4 overs. Hamilton-Brown pulled a huge 6 off Murtagh into the boxes in the grandstand. Gilchrist had to attack in the first few overs, and that left plenty of chances for the 2 batsmen to find the gaps, and they were finding them all too easily as far as home side were concerned. Middlesex did get the breakthrough when Davis was caught at mid-off by substitute fielder Josh Davey, who'd briefly come onto the pitch for Udall. The former England wicketkeeper went for 20. Hamilton-Brown nearly fell to a spectacular catch from Gilchrist, but the edge off Collins was just out of reach. Surrey have had an indifferent season to date, and there has been some criticism in the direction of their young skipper Hamilton-Brown, but he chose this moment to shine. His fine 50 came off only 36 deliveries, as his side always kept well ahead of the rate. He hit a 3rd maximum, striking Udall into the pavilion as Surrey closed in on an easy victory. He was helped by Ram Prakash, who once again enjoyed himself against his former county. He helped himself to an effortless 36 from 38 balls. In all honesty, given the match situation, it was all a bit too comfortable for him. He was still there at the end when Surrey cruised to victory, with Hamilton-Brown hitting the winning boundary to end on an excellent 73 from only 49 balls, as Surrey won by 9 wickets with 18 deliveries to spare. To be fair, this was a T20 game for Middlesex to quickly forget. They remain in second place in the South Group with 3 wins and 3 defeats from their 6 games to date.